Oh, well, this sounds dandy. I don't even... Ah! Oh, my God. Are you okay there, Cammy Whammy? Oh, hello. Hey. I'm so sorry for dropping you, guys. Will you ever forgive me? No? Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lasses. I hope you're doing dandy fine delicious this fine day. Welcome to The Click, and today we're gonna look at some r/InsaneParents together. So just sit back, relax, and bottle up your rage and let it out and scream at your screen so your neighbors wonder what the heck you're doing. Enjoy.
I got you first, you Mimi. I am so emotional. Angry, confused, jealous, heartbroken. I did all the right things. Had a natural birth. Didn't vaccinate. Breastfed on demand for a year. Fed a healthy diet. And yet now at 3, my son is being officially diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum. Why? And how? Symptoms started presenting around 18 months. Was perfectly typical before that. I don't even know why I'm posting this. I'm just so upset and struggling to process and accept this.
You do realize that things like this are most likely genetic, I'm sorry to say. And why do you act like this is the end of the world? You're just making it so much worse for this poor child. Just accept them and help them when they need it. I know plenty of people that are on the spectrum, and most of them are pretty normal functioning people. Cases differ, but it's not the end of the world. You should love your child. And it doesn't have to do with vaccine. Next is gonna be like, I smelled another child that had vaccinated. And it spreads via air. Hashtag 5G. At least you can vaccinate her kid now. Yes! Dad, unless you've trained and certified to wear mop gear, don't waste my time trying to educate me on how a cloth mask will save my life. So by that logic, I get to be the one to lecture you on how to wearing a mask? And how about there are different levels of mop gear for different threats, one of which is literally just a mask. I don't get the big upsetities about the masks, honestly. Is it really that bad? It's like what? People that whine about stuff like that, I sometimes get the feeling they have just way too easy lives or are way too whiny, because that's like the biggest thing you can focus on.
Oh my god, people should wear cloths.
Yeah, wow, you're such a victim. Didn't give my dad $150 for beer money. He must have found some money somewhere, because he drunk texted me this lovely mess. Oh god, technically my father.
Liam, can you stop crying for 1 minute? I'm your dad, and don't even recognize you anymore. Look at your skin. Go see your doctor. Man, get a haircut and save you. Are you school? Does anyone tell you anything anymore? How about your mother? When does she kicks you with the mouth in the fence? And how about the family? I'm the only flipping person. Holy me.
Holy me? Is that something you do in church? Alright.
Fuck this! I said to you. That's why I left. And it's down to Liam. You can't come up with $150 when it is.
Need it, and want to get smashed are two different things.
And the one you never learned. Just said you stuck up a flea by the mother. Lazy fat-ass kid. Money is not if careful son. I'll find you out. You never want to do you never write this bullshit degree. You promised it the master. I know you're reading this, and yes I do. So ponder.
Thumbs up.
That's how I would say. Holy
What? Facebook.
Who in here reads their child's Facebook messages, texts, Instagram messages? If so, what's the worst thing you've caught him doing?
No, it's a breach of privacy.
Breach of privacy? No child under my roof has any privacy. Cross.
And that's how you raise children who feel like they cannot talk to you. If they are over the age of 13, legal age to have social media, then they deserve privacy. That is very, very true. Let them have their own space. Otherwise, they will just start hiding more and more things. It's actually very counterproductive, because if you start being too invasive, they will just step further and further away from you. There you go. That's typically how it rolls. My mom never apologizes. She just suddenly starts acting nice to me. Is this an amen? I think this is pretty accurate for like anyone who's grown up with parents. It's not even insane parents. This is just something weird. It's like they realized they did something wrong, but it's like, no, it's easier to just comb over that little thingy. Yeah, the lesson to not do this is to never be nice to your kids. It's pretty much what this entire subreddit thinks, at least. I am high and this is self-care. Sometimes self-care is sticking your child in the tub so you can sneak off and smoke. Lol, can I get an amen from the people? No, you can't get an amen from the people. You're literally putting like your small baby in the tub. You realize they can get in serious trouble in the tub, right? Like they can, you know, slip down under the water or maybe even hit their head or hurt themselves somehow. And that's really bad when they're in water for obvious reasons, because toddlers can drown in like this much water. And just,
No, Mama, you just smoke.
how about this as well? Quit smoking. Secondhand smoking is really bad for kids. It's bad for everyone, but especially bad for kids. So how about you stop that all in all and stop trying to drown your baby? Thank you. I feel like a Dr. Phil Jr. when I do these videos.
Welcome to Dr. Click. So my bad mom moment today took a turn to the dark side, upside down smiley.
What the heck? Why is there a fly here? Go get. I know I smell like but that's no reason to succulate on my legs. Go back to the memes.
So my bad mom moment today took a turn for the dark side, upside down smiley. My son, whose 15th birthday is this weekend, told me he has borderline arachnophobia. Oh, definitely should not have told me this, haha. Well, my twisted little mind was having too much fun, and now he will have a giant black spider on his Oreo cake. Surprise spiders inside his gifts. And possibly some extra decorations for his party. Emojis. I know I'm a mean mom, but you can tell me something like this and not expect me to have a little fun with this. Hashtag boy mom. Hashtag bad mom. Happy 15th birthday to my oldest baby boy.
Dear ma'am, go take a blood test and make sure you are not the Joker from Batman, because that is what it sounds like. Yikes. If their child tells you that they have a borderline phobia, if you play with it and make it worse and make them shocked about it and create triggers around it, that phobia will burst into a real proper phobia and they will probably never manage to fully get rid of it. Stop. A lot of people get their like PTSDs and phobias from childhood. This is not helping. When they're childless, when they're most impressionable, which is also then you can help them the most get over it. Some people, man. Some people.
When my child acts up in public, I slap her right across the face. She wanna act silly? She gets slapped silly. That's how I was raised. I've actually knocked my child unconscious before from smacking her, but guess what? She don't act up no more.
I would ask for penance, say 100 Hail Marys, fast for 2 weeks, reevaluate my values, revoke my custody to my children, go to therapy, join a 12-step program, and shut the frick up for the rest of my life if I was you. I agree, you did not deserve to have children. Holy crap.
Mom asking why I don't trust her with anything.
Me at 11, when she let her boyfriend live with us another year after I told her, and he confessed that he was naughtily abusing me. This is something that I hear way too often, that I'm so baffled about. If you remarry as a parent, or in this case it doesn't even seem to be a remarry, it's just a new love interest, and they are actively abusing your child in a naughty way or not, and you prioritize your own pantaloons over your child's mental health that could potentially affect them for the rest of their life. My God, you're such a pile of garbage human being. The thing is, when you have children, you actually become the second person in line. You chose to have children. You chose to be their guardian. Therefore, you have to put their needs ahead of your own. That's how it works. That's the thing you sign, essentially, because they did not have a say in it. They didn't ask to be born. We joke about this channel a lot about going to hell, but these people are the people that are actually going to hell. Amen. Don't have children if you cannot accept that they will grow into a whole person with their own thoughts, ideologies, sexual preferences, beliefs, and values. No child should be forced and conditioned into a mini-you or fulfill your lost dreams.
This kind of pathetic thinking is why our country's a disaster near collapse today. We teach children our culture. What you dumb do it is your business. But one day you will snap out of this dependence and see all your parents not only a love for you and desire for you to be an asset to society and not a debt.
That's not what this is about. It's about just letting people do what they like and be good at what they're good at.
Before y'all say anything negative, we had a lot of fun with this. Comedy tattoos over here. Let's take a joke, people. It's flipping hilarious. Kick me. Kick me. Myself.
Kick me, I'm an a-hole. Are you serious? And there's a PP. Wow. Wow, way of shaming your children. Jesus Christ. Date a narcissistic PD and smoke lots of meth in the 90s despite your children. Deny knowing there was any abuse happening despite having witnessed cigarette burns in the early 2000s. Turn son's $2,000 graduation present from your ex-mother-in-law to a $200 present from you. Convince your son to sell you his car for $500, promising you'll sell it back once you get back on his feet. Instead, sell it for $3,500 a few weeks later. Your son moves 3,000 miles away, lives a good life, and never calls. My mom. Huh? What? Who would have thunk it? This is abuse. Who else wishes you had timeouts instead of this growing up? Oh my god.
Yeah, without abusing them, lol. I don't think using a belt to discipline your own child is abuse. And clear if it's your own kid. Why would you overbeat them? That doesn't make sense, but within reason.
Like you said, abuse is one thing, discipline is a huge difference. If you can't discipline people without literally punching them, you're not a very either smart person, mature person, or anyone who would ever be fit to be a parent or lead people in the first place. Stop.
Well, it's happened. My child has to stay home to quarantine because apparently he sat next to someone who tested positive on the bus. I wish people understood the concept of not testing. If you think your kid is sick, keep them home. Do not go get them tested. We are being set up for failure. These kids need school, and at this rate they will shut us down before we know it.
I wish people understood the concept of asymptotic carrier. You can be sick or carry the virus without actually showing many symptoms. That's the thing that makes it so scary. Even people that have been young and healthy have actually fallen quite ill from it because the symptoms vary so much. That's why you need to be careful, because you don't know. And the thing is that even if you do get sick, with most things like influenzas or flus or anything, you're usually sick for a couple of days before you show symptoms where you can actually infect people. That's why it spreads so easily, because you can have infected like a dozen people before you even realize you're sick yourself. So, yeah, fun fact for people that don't have basic knowledge of the common cold. Me, going out with my friends after cleaning the whole house because my mom said I could if I did.
My mom, never mind, you can't go anymore.
Me, a social life. Favorite kids books for teaching little ones and why? How do you teach your children? What information do you give or withhold?
Vaccine free me. Weasels with measles. Big questions. What are vaccines? Sarah doesn't want to be vaccinated.
You're really gonna fearmonger vaccine and kill children's books? You could literally replace the things in some of these titles with like trolls and fantasy monsters, and it's about the same thing. Stop. Stop. I wish there was a vaccine for anti-vaxxers that like made your brain immune to pseudoscience beforehand. That would be mwah. I confronted my dad about making my little brother pay half the electricity bill when my little brother barely earns any money. This was my dad's response.
What about paying his rent and food every week?
That's the minimum for what a dad should do. You don't deserve an award for that. Wow, you didn't leave your kid on the street. Congratulations.
Stop making disgusting comments. Keep your thoughts to yourself.
It's literally true. No thanks. Jesus Christ. You don't deserve an award for doing the basic things for your children. Feeding your child doesn't make you an awesome parent. It's baseline.
Roses are red, free thinkers are few. If you keep obeying orders, you'll have a chip inserted in you.
Yes, indeed. Have you heard about the new chips? It's the 5G towers, and they have these little chip shooters, and just pew pew, and then there you go. There you go. You have a chip. You see, Timmy, the difference is I went to medical school, and your mom went to Google. So who do you gonna trust?
You see, Timmy, Big Pharma wrote most of my med school's curriculum, and I received compensation based on how many patients are vaccinated. Your mother spent her time researching peer-reviewed articles, various reports, and reading the vaccine insert I haven't read. Who you gonna trust?
Oh. Okay.
Who's gonna stand in line to get their COVID vaccine? Vaxtards! We should not be going to doctors ever! The only goal is to take money out of your pocket and put it in their own exclamation marks and a one. If you get sick, you should stay away from the corrupt world of medicine and let your own immune system do God's work. That is God's plan! Wake up, sheeple! Yes, stop blindly trusting doctors, scientists, and big pharma propaganda and start practicing critical thinking. Don't fall for the expert fallacy.
You do realize that if you spend your entire life and career in a certain field, you probably know more about that certain field than like the general populace. That doesn't go for doctors, that goes for any literal frickin' field. What do you mean, the expert fallacy? I bet I know more about statistical math than a doctor, because that's what I studied. That's my master's. But I don't know more about medicine than a doctor. I don't know more about cars than a mechanic. I don't know any of these things because they're not my field. We have experts because that's how you gain peak knowledge in every single field. No one person can know everything. And you don't know anything. When my mom said that I couldn't go see my friends in March when the US had 125,000 cases, but now that we have 4.5 million, she brings her friend to our house. She got a thickness for the thickness, not the other way around, if you know what I mean. Please help me get my snake back. My mom stole my snake while I was out of town and sold her on Facebook. Please, I will buy her back from you. I will do anything to get her back. Please, I'm completely devastated. She sold it to someone in... Why would you do this? What? Why? It's just randomly selling your kids' pets? Way to teach your child not to trust anyone with their things ever again. They'll be that kind of super paranoid person who locks or their belongings in a safe when they travel abroad. It's like, no, don't do this. Jesus Christ, so toxic. And by the way, don't lock your snake in a safe. I don't think that's a good way of doing it. Mom,
Your payment is messed up.
it works fine for me.
So your password to Netflix is bleh? Good morning.
Can you please just watch YouTube and not harass me about my Netflix while I'm in the hospital with my baby? We are having some problems, and this is really quite inconsiderate. Netflix works for me. You have to log in and password. I don't know how to fix it for you. We are still in the hospital. She lost too much weight and is having problems with jaundice? We will be here until she gains enough weight. My milk supply came in though, which will help.
Great.
We got to go home. Maggie finally stopped losing weight and gained an ounce.
Cool.
Is Netflix really that much more important to you than your sick granddaughter? Jesus Christ! They had a newborn baby, but something tells me the child in this family is not the baby.
Do children actually deserve apologies and explanations from parents?
Yes, they are humans with thoughts and feelings, and you are not always correct nor clear just because you are a parent. Myths see children as unintelligent slaves, though, and don't think they deserve basic levels of respect and communication. Yes. Oh my god, this is the same kind of parents who will tell their kids like,
Why are you never growing up? And you're only X amount of years old.
It's like, oh god, you can only have one. I have this weird love-hate for the subreddit. Dad's idea to get a dog for the family. Leaves an indoor dog outside. Refuses to let us give the dog a bath, despite having a lot of ticks. Dog dies. My sister, doing drugs on the regular since she is 13. My parents,
Oh dear, gorgeous.
me, plays computer games because there's no other source of entertainment or happiness. My parents,
donkey.
yeah, that's unrealistic parent expectations between kids. It's a real thing. My curfew is 9 p.m. on school days. On school days, my curfew is 9 p.m. on weekdays.
My curfew is 6:30 p.m. no matter what.
You guys are able to go outside? Me, finding the sub and getting ready to rant about my less than ideal parents. Me, finding the sub and getting ready to rant about my less than ideal parents. Your guys' parents. It really do be like that. I mean, the thing is that there are different levels of hell. Just because someone else have it worse doesn't mean that you are like not justified to complain or vent about your problems.
Where can I submit my invoice to get my teacher pay, since I am now teaching at home?
Independent School District. Hi Ryan, we don't pay parents/guardians for virtual learning. Teachers will still be providing lessons to those learning at home. But if you're interested in being paid for educating and would like to see all the challenges teachers face during the pandemic, please consider being a sub for us. The pandemic has made it very challenging to attract subs because most people don't want to face the challenges teachers currently face. I explained flat earth to my kids at home. Can I get a teacher's pay now? Please? Thank you. Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, that's it for this wonderful episode of r/InsaneParents. I do hope you enjoyed it. Other than that, you can check out my socials and links and all that kind of good stuff in the description. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing day at a time, or whatever time you live, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Mwah.
Ah, yeah. Kiss and kisses.